In a world of shadows and whispers, one cat, Indiana Paws, dared to seek the truth. His quest, the lost ark of the Catnip, an artifact whispered to hold immense, almost mythical power. Our story begins not in some dusty old library, but in a place far more chaotic and alive, the bustling, sprawling, cat-filled marketplace of Cairo. Imagine it a whirlwind of sounds, the haggling of merchants, the sizzle of fish on the grill, the constant, melodious hum of 100 feline conversations. This was a city within a city, a maze of narrow alleys, colorful stalls overflowing with everything from shimmering fish scales to intricately woven scratching posts. Indiana Paws, our rugged adventurer with a fedora perched jauntily between his ears and a tiny whip coiled at his side, navigated this labyrinth with a practiced ease. He wasn't here for the exotic spices or the handcrafted toys. He was searching for a ghost from his past, a flame that had once burned brightly before flickering out. Her name was Kitty Ravenwood. Rumor had it she ran a little dive bar tucked away in a forgotten corner of the market, a place known as the Nine Lives. Kitty was more than just an old love interest. She was the keeper of a crucial secret. Around her neck, she wore a medallion, the headpiece to the staff of Ramiao, the very key needed to pinpoint the location of the legendary Lost Ark. Finding the Nine Lives was a challenge in itself. Paws dodged mischievous kittens chasing laser dots, sidestepped burly Persian merchants, and ignored the alluring calls of vendors selling cream-filled pastries. Finally, he saw it. A simple wooden sign with a cat's silhouette, 9 tally marks scratched beneath it. He pushed open the swinging doors and stepped inside. The air was thick with the scent of fermented milk and mystery. And there she was. Kitty Ravenwood, her fur as fiery as her spirit, was in the middle of a drinking contest with a burly Abyssinian, downing saucer after saucer of milk without so much as blinking. She looked up as Paws entered, a flicker of recognition and something else, maybe annoyance in her sharp green eyes. The reunion was tense. Indiana Paws, she purred, her voice a low growl. I always knew you'd slink back in one day. He tried his usual charm, a flick of the ear, a roguish tilt of his hat. I need the headpiece, Kitty, he said, getting straight to the point. But before they could properly argue about old times, the doors burst open. In stepped a group of menacing-looking cats, led by none other than Tot Cat, a sinister Siamese with sharp claws and an even sharper smile. He worked for Paws's nemesis, the cunning and villainous Belloc Cat, a French archaeologist cat who always seemed to be one step ahead. A chaotic bar brawl erupted. Saucers of milk went flying, cats hissed and yowled, and fur flew in every direction. In the middle of the mayhem, Tot Cat's paw closed around the hot medallion, searing the emblem's design into his skin before he recoiled with a shriek. Paws and Kitty used the distraction to make their escape, the medallion safely in their possession. They were a team again, whether they liked it or not. Their quest officially began. With the medallion, they journeyed to a secret map room, a dusty chamber filled with miniature models of the ancient city. Placing the staff of Ramiao in the right spot at sunrise, a beam of light shot across the model, pinpointing the location of the Well of the Souls, the resting place of the Ark. But Belloc Cat was already there, using the burn mark on Tot Cat's paw as an imperfect guide, digging in the wrong spot. Our heroes had to be stealthy. They descended into the Well of the Souls under the cover of darkness. The chamber was terrifying, its floor a writhing carpet of rubber snakes. For a cat, there is nothing more unnerving than a floor full of snakes. Paws, with his particular phobia of the slithery toys, was nearly paralyzed with fear. But with Kitty's encouragement, they navigated the treacherous floor and found it. There, on a stone dais, sat the lost Ark of the Catnip, an ornate golden chest, humming with a strange, captivating energy. Just as they secured the ark with ropes, a shadowy figure appeared at the top of the well. Belloc Cat. He had found them. Again we see there is nothing you can possess, which I cannot take away. He meowed smugly. He seized the ark, sealed Paws and Kitty inside the tomb, and left them for dead. But he underestimated our heroes. Using his whip, Paws managed to topple a giant statue, creating a hole in the chamber wall that led them to freedom. They emerged, dusty and determined, just in time to see Belloc Cat loading the ark onto a massive, state-of-the-art vacuum cleaner, modified for dessert transport. What followed was an epic chase. Paws, riding a scruffy tomcat, pursued the monstrous machine. He leaped aboard, fought off guards, and managed to hijack the vehicle, once again leaving Belloc Cat fuming in the dust. They thought they were safe. They booked passage on a tramp steamer, hiding the ark in a crate of fish. But their relief was short-lived. Belloc Cat, ever resourceful, caught up with them using a German U-boat, or, in this case, a meow boat, a submersible craft crewed by imposing German shepherds. He captured Kitty and the ark once more, leaving Paws to believe she was gone. But Paws wasn't one to give up. He stowed away on the meow boat, following them to a secret, secluded island. This was it. The final confrontation. On the island, Belloc Cat prepared a grand ceremony. He believed the ark held the ultimate power, a direct line to the divine feline spirits of old. He dressed in ceremonial robes, ready to become a god among cats. Paws revealed himself, threatening to destroy the ark. But Belloc Cat called his bluff, knowing Paws, a true adventurer, could never bring himself to destroy such a precious artifact. Paws and Kitty were tied to a post, forced to watch as Belloc Cat and his followers prepared to open the ark. "Close your eyes, Kitty," Paws whispered urgently. "Don't look at it, no matter what happens." The lid was lifted. For a moment, nothing happened. Belloc Cat peered inside, his face a mixture of confusion and disappointment. But then, a soft, ethereal mist began to seep from the chest. It wasn't divine spirits or vengeful ghosts. It was a shimmering, iridescent cloud of the most potent, most powerful, most overwhelmingly concentrated catnip in the history of the world. The aroma washed over the assembled cats. Their eyes dilated. Their whiskers twitched uncontrollably. Belloc Cat took a deep sniff, his sophisticated demeanor melting away in an instant. His eyes went wide, and he let out a blissful chirp before rolling onto his back, purring ecstatically and batting at imaginary butterflies. The other villainous cats were equally affected. Totcat began chasing his own tail in a frantic circle, while the German shepherd guards started whimpering and licking the air. It was absolute, unadulterated, catnip-fueled chaos. In the midst of the frenzy, Paws and Kitty, their eyes squeezed shut, managed to free themselves. They carefully navigated the scene of pure pandemonium, stepping over blissed-out felines, rolling in the dirt, and chasing phantom red dots. They reclaimed the ark, its lid now shut, its power contained. They knew this artifact was too powerful, too tempting, for any one cat or group of cats to possess. Its ability to pacify even the most villainous foe was a power beyond comprehension. In the end, Indiana Paws and Kitty Ravenwood delivered the ark to the proper authorities. We see it being placed in a giant warehouse, a cavernous space filled with countless other wooden crates, each holding a secret just as strange. The Ark of the Catnip was hidden away, lost once more among the forgotten artifacts of the world. Their adventure was over, but their story was far from finished. The world was full of lost treasures, and as long as there were mysteries to solve and dangers to face, Indiana Paws would be there, fedora on his head and whip at his side, ready for whatever came next. Thanks for watching our epic tale, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures.